guys, so I've just got off the phone with a potential client, and we were discussing where she gets stuck in the recruitment process, and that's really my job, is to highlight that and to assist a client through that process. And she brought to light this question, this interview question again, and it comes up again and again and again. Tell me about yourself. Now, just to take a step back into the recruitment sector and into HR and recruiters and all of that sort of thing, we do expect that recruiters keep themselves up to date with the times and current and all the rest of it. And the tell me about yourself question is regarded as a somewhat old-fashioned question. Nonetheless, you can expect it to be asked in a couple of guises. Why you? Why our company? These are all sorts of entrances into the tell me about yourself question. You need to, as a candidate, have an answer prepared for your tell me about yourself question. You need to have rehearsed it so thoroughly that you are comfortable in just reeling it off. And what am I talking about here? I'm really talking about an elevator pitch. So do a little bit of research on the elevator pitch. There are many techniques you can apply, but I'm going to share with you my favorite technique for a short, sharp, succinct elevator pitch in the job market context that's really going to make a difference to how you answer these tell me about yourself questions. So if anyone knows me, you'll know that I'm really strong on being purpose driven. I always say, what is your purpose behind that email? Or what is your purpose behind that statement? So you need to look at your purpose. So when you're in an interview, what is your purpose in that interview? And you also need to look at bigger picture. What is your purpose in the job market? So you really need to sit with your career history and really get to grips with what you've done over the years and the difference that it's made. And what you'll find is the same theme keeps coming up if you really start interrogating your work history. And so you might be, I'll give you an example. So you might be an accountant and you might have a really strong attention to detail, but to write attention to detail, good Lord, every accountant writes that on their CV. So you need to back it up. And because of this strong attention to detail, what you've managed to do is every company you've worked for, you've managed to tighten the controls on the finance, thus resulting in a cost saving. So that's your differentiator, that's your why, that's your purpose. So you start with your purpose. So you build your elevator pitch around this purpose, that you are strong on cost savings. This is what you did at this company. This is what you did there. This is what you did there. This is what you've done recently. This is what you can do for the guys that you're sitting across the table from right now. Okay, so first step, find your differentiator. Find that theme that keeps cropping up in your CV, in your work history. What have you done? What's the difference that it's made? And that's your theme for your elevator pitch. Then what you do is you weave a little bit of past, a little bit of present, and a little bit of future into that. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, I'm really thinking on the fly here, but I'm going to give you an example. My differentiator is empowering people. I love teaching people new tricks, and I love being able to share information that makes a difference to people's lives. So my elevator pitch with the past, present, future would sound something like this. I first discovered that I'm really good at teaching people probably about 15 years ago. I was working for an international conference producing company, and I was selling I was selling sponsorships on these conferences. So what I had to do is I had to learn an industry really quickly. I had to learn the players in the industry really quickly, and I had to start negotiating with the C-suite executives of the top players in those industries. And I had to educate them on the benefits of sponsoring these large global conferences. And that really stimulated and excited me. And that theme has kind of followed my career. I ended up in recruitment. I started teaching people about how to apply for jobs. And where it's brought me is it's brought me to today. I launched my consultancy about 6 months ago. And what I'm doing now is I am teaching job seekers how the inside of recruitment works. I'm teaching them insider tricks, and I'm teaching them how to put their applications forward in a new, creative way that makes them stand out. So where I plan to take this is I really want to make a difference, and I want to make an impact in the world of recruitment. I want recruiters to change the way that they recruit, and I want candidates to change the tired old ways of applying. So that's my elevator pitch. Really short, really sharp, but can you see that theme that follows through? And that would be my tell me about yourself question, or tell me about yourself answer. So my advice, go and figure out what your differentiator is. Weave your past, present, and future into it. Use that as an elevator pitch that you can rehearse and you can present for every interview you go to. You might need to tweak it here and there, but once you've got the framework, you can do it. It's really not rocket science. My name is Chantel Buerta. I'm a recruitment coach and strategist. You can find me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube.